Toast is brought to you by GBH Hair Relaxer Cream and Crickover Wines and Champagne.
Present moment. So at this time, reach your toes, but if you can't do that, just try to reach anywhere in your legs. It could be your knees, it could be your ankles. Just go where your body takes you, okay? The purpose of yoga is to just listen to your body. It's not about getting into the pose, it's about how you feel within. So take a deep inhale in.
So it's another beautiful experience on the show tonight. As you can rightly see, we bring you something very, very different where we explore the path to a healthier and more balanced life. We are throwing more light on a practice that has stood the test of time. Yoga isn't just about stretching, but rather a very powerful tool for healing your body, mind, and soul. Wherever you are wherever you are watching us from, collectively take a moment to slow down. Let's reconnect, let's restore. Our friends from the Honeypot Star, which is located in East Legon, are also here to let us know that the wellness benefits of yoga goes beyond just the mat. This is Toast right here on GHOne television, and of course I am your able host, Mami Enyimwa, here with my partner in crime, Abna Mowe, also here with us. Hey, one yoga you're sweating.
Mami. Let's go and come. Why?
Do you know what? We need a breather. We'll be right back. As per usual, wherever you're streaming from, do well to get interactive with us on all our social media platform at GHOne Television. And of course, let's keep the hashtag going. Hashtag Toast Abner.
So yeah, a quick one. A huge thank you to GBH Hair Relaxer Cream, a relaxer made for you in mind. Quickover Wines and Champagne is saying, if you want the best premium wines, champagne and whiskey, then look no further than to the bosses in the game, Quickover. And now Absa says we understand the unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexities. and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires us. That's why we've created the She Business account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like you, with collateral-free loans up to 2 million Ghana cedis, insurance coverage, discounted loan interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business account is the banking solution for you. Visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 0302-429150 for more information. ABSA wants you to know that your story matters. Mommy.
How was the yoga experience for you like?
I mean, I felt like time just went by so fast. Because I thought we did it for 2 minutes, and then she showed me that it was 9 minutes. I was like, wow. Yeah.
But you were expecting like somebody that has been doing this for 15 minutes.
Because it's that, no, you see the poses, the breathing and the breathing. I was like, hey, at this point, what are we doing? Wow. And then when she was asking us to touch our head, I was like, sister, I'm not that flexible. I'm eating bamboo.
Did you see me?
No.
I was crawling on the floor. Struggling for dear life.
I'm going to look bad. So she said, if you follow my instructions, you are not going to look funny. She knew we look ridiculous at the point.
Right. You did great, actually.
But I'm sure you're wondering, who are these beautiful ladies on the screen? Well, aside Abner and I.
Yeah.
We have two extra guests. I'm going to start with you from the far left. Can you introduce yourself, what you do, and what you're about?
Okay, so my name is Halali Anagrati. I am the brand ambassador and the business development manager at the Honeypot Spa, as well as the marketing associate. So at the Honeypot Spa, we do a lot of spa treatments, from massages, your traditional spa treatments, to vajacials. We'll go a little bit into that in the later part of the show. Vajacials.
So facials for your
exactly
coochie.
You got it. Exactly.
Vajacials.
I think people need it, because sometimes some people be looking, they think they look like frogs after they're done shaving. Like, people need it.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, it's a pleasure to have you on board. And can we move on to our yoga lady?
Hi, my name is Awo. Awo Bansing, but my yoga brand name is Awo Yoga, and I'm the yoga instructor at the Honeypot Spa.
Oh wow.
Okay, but let's go back to Olali. Before we start the conversation, I think it's only right for us to know a little bit about Honeypot Spa. First of all, why the name?
Okay, so when we were starting with the Honeypot Spa back in 2022, we wanted a spa that represented sweetness. So when you think about honey, you think about sweetness. So for instance, our therapist at the spa, our spa manager, Olivia, some of the sweetest, kindest therapists that you'd ever meet. And we think customer service is so important in every single institution. And also beyond just the sweetness aspect, we also wanted something around restoration, because we wanted to offer services for women who are battling with ingrowns and darkness, especially around their bikini areas. So we spoke to a couple of our friends, and they mentioned how they'd be going to the beach and they felt like they weren't confident enough to rock their bikinis, and we thought, what were some of the things that we could do to help alleviate those insecurities? And we did a couple of research and we tested ourselves, and we discovered sugaring, and which ties into the honey aspect. So that's one of the reasons why we chose the Honeypot Spa. And moving further, in some cultures actually, honeypot is like an affectionate term for the kitty area. And since a lot of our services are focused on the kitty area, why not have a cheeky, bold turn to?
Okay.
And that just brought about the name, the Honeypot Spa.
By the way, side note, the beautiful lady that was actually on with us earlier is actually the CEO, if I'm right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any other services that you provide?
Oh yes, there are so many. Maybe the important question is, what don't we offer? We do body scrubs, we do the vajacials and the sugaring that we've spoken about. We also offer facials, and very recently we added to our catalog ice plunges. So they're like temperature therapy. So maybe, I'm sure a lot of people have actually seen it on TikTok. They are pretty viral over there. So basically we have a tub filled with ice and you immerse yourself into that tub. We also recently added to our catalog Pilates. So every Wednesday, Friday and Saturday we have morning and evening Pilates at the Honeypot Spa. And when we started with the honeypot spa, we also wanted a community for women and for men also. So recently we started with something called Zen Prov, and it's an improv night.
Okay.
So people can register, they come, we just have fun. Sometimes we act out scene, just to provide a place where people can just come and make new friends and just have some fun.
Okay. Abna, you're very religious, so it's only right that I throw it to you before I go to the yoga lady. There's a myth. Not me, yoga is actually devilish, or it opens door for spirits and whatnot. What's your idea on this,
mommy? I'm sorry, but I believe that there is a reason why there is a veil. There is a reason why we don't mix with the spirits and whatever. There is a reason why you don't even talk to your own soul. There is a reason why we're not allowed. Like, that's why even the Bible says, let the dead bury the dead and the living. With spirits and all of that, it's very tricky. Maybe maybe they are equipped, they know which door to close. But the moment and which door to open for their spirit. Because, mommy, look, every time I've seen or heard something about you guys, like, you're opening your third eye, you're opening your chakra. Man, why do I want to go and see? What do I want to go and see that I want to open that eye? I don't want to go and open. And I know friends, like, especially the ones, your people, they'll be like, so today, my friends are like, so today, I was meditating and I was hovering around the neighborhood. You were hovering where? As you on your bed.
Now, where do you hear all these stories from? I've heard stories, but this is very different.
Mommy, I swear on everything I own. My friend last week, I said, Sam, last week I was hovering in the neighborhood. Like, she does it. She can give herself 10 minutes and then she'll cover it. I feel, and I keep telling her that one day you will go and you will not be the person that will come back. Because if you can see yourself or you're hovering somewhere, that means in that moment you're not in your body. I mean, that is what I believe. I'm not saying it is gospel. So when you come back and somebody is harboring the body, where will you go with your soul?
I guess this is the perfect time for us to get
correct me if I'm wrong.
Education on the types of yoga, the kind of yogas that open doors and close doors and open third eyes.
I know you're
around the neighborhood.
Yes,
and all of that. So maybe you can throw more light on that.
Yeah, I'm actually quite happy that we are going to talk about this, because I think a lot of people are apprehensive to yoga because they think yoga is demonic and yoga is some sort of religion. So I'm happy to talk about this. First of all, we are all body, mind and soul, right? You are body, mind and soul, and every religion talks about body, mind and soul, be it Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc. They just say it in different forms. So yoga basically connects your body, your mind and your soul together, because these three elements are supposed to be in oneness so that you can function as a human being. So basically what yoga is doing is to bring your body, your mind and your soul together. Now, to the concept of religion, I get that the origin of yoga is from India. So it stems that the people trace the origin to Hinduism. But there's also been research, a lot of research has been done to trace the origin of yoga, to say that some people say yoga can be traced to African roots, and other people also say that yoga can be traced to the West. So there's a lot of conversation about where it originated from. But let's just go to the basics, that yoga originated from Hinduism. And we know that this part of the world, people are not very religiously open to other religions, and so that's why people think that if it's from India or it's from Hinduism, then it's a religion. Now, when you practice yoga, like I said, yoga helps you to find your purpose. Okay, so you are basically finding your purpose. And in spirituality, we are not living in a vacuum. All of us have spirits that live in us, and the reason why we are on earth is to fulfill a purpose. And you can only know the purpose that you have to fulfill on earth if you believe in an object of worship, or if you have a faith that you ascribe to something. So people who practice, for example, African traditional religion, they believe that they have a sense of purpose to do certain things. You as a Christian, you also believe you have a sense of purpose to live your life the Christ way. So yoga is basically giving you that opportunity to be able to live in your purpose, to be able to increase your faith in your objects of worship. And that's where the spirituality bit comes in. So it's not a religion where we have a set of rules and regulations to say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, this is a Bible, a Quran for you to follow. But it's basically telling you that we are body, mind and soul, regardless of where you're from, and you need to live in your purpose, because that's the only way that you can have a fulfilled life. all the things we chase in the world, material things, capitalism, etc., it will still leave you void if you don't have a sense of purpose. So the spirituality is just bringing your life to an equilibrium, because life is not linear. So you bring your life to an equilibrium where you can connect and you can be in tune with yourself, so that you can listen to the spirit that lives within you. So the spirit that lives within you depends on you. If you feel that Muhammad lives within you, then that's what's going to work, and that's what is going to guide your path. If you feel that it's Christ that lives within you, that's what's going to guide you. If you feel it's Buddha. So that's the thing. So in the class, where we have classes, we have people from different religious backgrounds. And so you ask yourself, if it's a religion, how are we able to get everybody together to practice? To be able to feel that, they're supposed to feel light after the classes. Oh my God, I feel so good after yoga. It is because everybody has a spirit that's living within them. And when you do yoga, you're basically getting in tune with that spirit, so the spirit can speak and lead you and guide you, so you can live a fulfilled life.
We want the Holy Spirit to be talking.
So if it's the Holy Spirit that's talking to you,
I feel like the Bible said that you deceive yourself.
So wait, so there is something as the third eye.
so these are, the chakras are Sanskrit names, so they are energy focal points in your body. If you go into medical terms, there are organs and tissues, different, there are thousands of organs and tissues in your body, but the main ones that provide energy for the body are what we call the 7 chakras. So they are just Sanskrit names for the actual organ names that you have in your body. So your third eye, it's an organ. It's in between your forehead over here.
What is it called? What, like, is it like, what is is part of the brain?
Yeah, so there are organs and tissues in your body, but the most dominant ones that provide energy for us, like energy symbols for us, are the ones that will be in yoga called the chakras. So if you see these mats, we've aligned the chakras to even our Edinkra symbols, because Edinkra symbols are spiritual. Now let me take you back to religion.
I'm sure you want to get up.
Let me take you back to religion. Okay. When you were born, I'm sure there was a naming ceremony for you.
Yeah.
They poured libation and everything for you.
Not my mama. My mama.
Right? Those things. You do like festivals and funerals where they do like what we call amamre and all these things. They are not Christian, right? They are African traditional religions. So
did they do amamre for you people? My family do not let us do amamre.
When you die.
Hey,
Even worse.
No, I'm going to be teachers if I come to do amamre. Nobody's going to do amamre. Please, my family members.
When you are getting married.
No, amamre, we did it in church.
So you didn't do a trad wedding?
The trad wedding was basically just. Now the trad
customary stuff.
Yeah, there was
customary stuff.
No, but we didn't pour any libation. It was but what
was the insa for?
No, not alcohol. My mom said she wanted non-alcoholic champagne.
So it's dependent on your
you see, so it's dependent on your family background.
So that's what. So the same thing for yoga. It depends on what you feel lives within you. So if you feel it's the Holy Spirit that lives within you, that's what is going to guide you. Right.
Okay, so since you were saying that the part of our body that is where like all our energy is and all of that, that means that if you're able to strengthen that part,
yes,
you can naturally feel well even if you're sick.
Exactly.
Okay, so
now you're in tune with your spirit.
No, I'm not in tune with my So like, I mean, how quickly can one start to feel like wellness benefits from practicing yoga?
Like Krishna Rodana will say, L-click is instant. Like the first class. So after your first class, you feel light. But what happens is that to be able to feel that your life has changed and to feel the impact, it has to be consistent. But if you're talking about how you feel, whether there's like immediate effect, it's after your first moments on the mat. You will feel different. You will feel like there's some sort of burden or weight that has been lifted off you a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Now, prior to this particular episode, what was your perception or perspective on yoga? Is it something that you think is worth you personally spending your money on?
I'm sorry. No, mommy. I'm sorry. Why? I really want to be open-minded.
Okay.
But mommy, I said I don't like to play with spiritual things. It's so easy. It's like, have you watched the movie Insidious?
I've heard of it.
If you watch that movie, it's like when you know that when you leave your body, something can come, stay there. Do you leave your body?
No,
sometimes?
so I want to understand you.
But like, can you do yoga and like leave your body
and hover
when you're meditating?
Yes.
When you meditate, but the Bible talks about meditation in Joshua 1:8. It talks about you meditating on the word day and night.
Yeah, when we meditate on the word, you see, we meditated on the word.
Exactly.
So we didn't hover around.
So when you're doing yoga, what are you meditating on? It depends on you. Like I said, nobody is telling you to meditate on any particular thing, but you decide what you meditate on. Like I said, there's no book or manual that says that when you wake up in the morning, be meditating and be calling this stone. So your meditation or your practice is your practice. That's why we say yoga is your journey, right? It's a personal journey with yourself. So depending on what you want to meditate on or what you want to achieve, you ascribe and you tailor your practice to suit that. Right, so basically that's I'm confused. Like, where is this spirit thing coming from? Because I'm trying to understand why you think this is spirit. And these are the things. These are the hindrances. It's a myth. You know, it is. It's a myth that we have to debunk. Because, like I said, I didn't come in with a manual. When we were practicing,
I think where it's actually coming from is the fact that I think there are types of yoga where you chant. Or you mention specific.
No. You know, they've been doing that. I'm sorry.
You get where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's coming from that notion. But for you, for people like the Doubting Thomases,
Yeah.
what would you say is the most what's the right word to use? The basic yoga that you recommend for people that are very skeptical about the whole idea of
somebody like me.
yoga. Yeah.
I think the best way is to experience it, because yoga is not the same as stretching. So I can't say that the basic yoga for someone who doesn't think, because yoga is breathing, yoga is spirituality, yoga is mental, right? So every type of yoga involves a little bit of breathing, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of stretching. So it's not the same as stretching. When you're stretching, it's just like a component of or an ingredient of yoga. But yoga is a holistic practice. So depending on whatever type of yoga you're doing, it's a holistic practice, right? So depending on whatever type of yoga you're doing, you find some elements of breathing, you find some elements of meditation, you find some elements of you feeling different and you having a sense of purpose. You know, you actually improving your spirituality based on whatever you believe in, whether it's God, whether it's, I'm not sure.
How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this for close to 7 years. So
7?
Yeah, that's quite some extensive time.
Has it changed your life?
A lot.
How?
It's changed my life mentally. There was a time where I suffered anxiety disorder. So I'm a survivor of anxiety disorder, and yoga was basically my cognitive therapy, because there's a lot of brain science that comes with yoga as well. I'm not a medical student, but I know a little bit of brain science that works with yoga. So when you do yoga, the breathing and the meditation that you're doing, it reduces your cortisol levels. There's a part of your brain that reduces what we call the feel-good chemicals, like the serotonin and then the endorphins. So these chemicals actually suppress the anxiety. And also when you do a lot of the breathing, we call something parasympathetic nervous system, and that stimulates a part of the nerve that is called the amygdala. Now the amygdala is the active ingredient in your brain that usually is very hyperactive when you have anxiety disorder. Now when you do this yoga, it reduces those chemicals and those nerves, so you feel better. And then your mind, you know, when you feel better, your mind changes, the way that you think changes, the way that you feel, the way that you respond to things, because the amygdala is responsible for fear. It's responsible for how you act, you react to things, your nervous system. So these things coming together actually calms you down, and then you approach things differently. You see things differently. Your body responds to things differently. Also, there's a part of your brain that shrinks as you age. It's called the hippocampus. So this part of your brain shrinks as you age, but when you do yoga, it enlarges. That part of your brain enlarges. So you have better information processing system. You become more innovative, more open-minded, because your mind becomes agile, right? And so that kind of helps you navigate through problems. It helps you navigate through things like anxiety, things like depression, things like stress, because you're more like in control of your nerves and your nervous system. So you see, people talk about the spiritual parts of it, but I feel like it is because of ignorance and people like this part of the world where wellness is now gaining a lot of traction in the markets, that people don't know about the mental benefits of yoga. So that was more like my cognitive therapy to help me fight my anxiety disorder. So I say this not because I'm on TV, but because I'm a survivor and I know like how beneficial it has been for my mental health. Yeah.
Madam Holali.
Sorry, and just to draw on that, that's actually one of the reasons why we started yoga. So beyond our beauty treatments, we're a safe haven, and a lot of women come in and they talk about the things that they're experiencing at home or at work, some of the troubles that they're having. And looking at what like we heard some of our clients speak about, it just felt like the next natural step to open our doors to yoga. And I am personally new to yoga, and we've had some of our clients transition like also to doing some of the yoga, and we've asked them how they felt, and even before asking them, you can just feel their glow is better, their energy is calmer, they feel more relaxed at work. So I can definitely say that for anyone who is struggling with anxiety, with depression, or you just want to have fun too, yoga is definitely something that you should try.
Yeah, so to add to that, the chemicals that I spoke about, like the endorphins, they stimulate the fun. Like it's like a euphoric high, without having to smoke anything, but you just kind of like naturally get high. That happens after yoga.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Okay. But you personally, have you seen any specific changes or transformation happen to people?
Yes. So we cannot testify because we see in the class, there's been times where people have cried in the class, people have released things in the class, people have healed in the class. Yes, because what happens is, like, if you also study a little bit of anatomy, like the muscles in our body, they get tensed when we go through a lot of things, like trauma. So we store all the trauma in our muscles, and especially for women, we store it in our hip area. So that's why when you're gaining some weight, you see that when you're stressed, this part of your body protrudes a bit. So all the...
You don't have any stress in your life.
We store all like the stress and the trauma in our muscles, so the muscles get tense. Sometimes you feel like, oh my god, my back hurts, my muscles are tense. Now when we do yoga and some sort of hip flexors, we open up the muscles and allow blood circulate through. So during that process, you find people begin to heal. People start to cry, people start to heal, people start to feel different, people start to hear their inner souls and inner spirit speaking to them, and it's not even anybody giving a prompt.
I'm going to say something there. Inner soul
on the mat. It's like an awakening, Yes.
And I'd say that we've actually done a lot to make yoga very culturally acceptable at our class. You speak about chanting and headstands. We don't do that. We are very fitness oriented. There's the spirituality bit, but then it's not as eccentric as other people make it out to be. It's very much about connecting with yourself. It's not about the religious aspects. You just want the fitness, the fun parts, and then
so it's just the wellness side of it.
There's no religious aspects.
Exactly.
There's no religious aspects. Again.
So you said yoga heals people.
It does.
So supposing somebody is suffering from an injury,
yes,
do they do yoga?
Yes.
No matter the injury, let's say it's my leg.
Yeah, so yoga actually helps with injury. Like if you talk about the physical benefits of yoga, it helps with injury. The people who have issues with the spine and everything, most of the poses we do, we are elongating the spine and we are stretching out certain muscles and things like that. When you injure yourself there, you have pain in some parts of your body. Now yoga helps relieve pain, right? So yoga actually does help with injury. Footballers, before they start, sometimes when they get hurt on the pitch, you find them now doing some amount of stretches on the pitch before they actually continue. So it heals pain, but then I'll always advise that when you are in severe pain or you have chronic illness, you can consult your doctor and let them know that you're going to do yoga, and then depending on what your condition is, they can advise you as to if you should proceed or not.
Let me ask you this: what's the most outrageous thing you've ever heard about yoga or concerning yoga?
Yeah.
I would say that It's actually kind of related to what that people will go out of their body and then they'll be experiencing and
hovering in the area. You want to hover, you go to America.
I wish you go my friend. It's true lah.
In America, you want to still be in your area. Hey.
And you know, I kind of, because I've been in both like parties before I experienced yoga myself with the work that I do at the Honeypot Spa. Yeah, I used to also have some thoughts like that, but then because I've been in spaces where I've been exposed to yoga and I understand a little bit more, I realized that it's very, very untrue. It's a myth. It doesn't happen. We are not about the religious bits. We have Christians. I'm a very Christian woman, and I know that yoga is not about the religious aspects. They are very like different, as she's mentioned, like because it originated from India, there's the likelihood that people would link yoga to some of the practices that they have, but then it's very untrue. It's a lie.
Is it that you people don't practice that part, or that part does not exist?
There's no religious part.
I've seen people go to India and then they are doing this and everybody's crying and they are shouting and then we leave the trauma and like
No.
Do you know what it is? I think I've now watched too much movies.
No. Oh my! You people.
Why should come and give us another movie title right now? I do watch so. But on a serious note, I think when it comes to women, we take a lot of things for granted because number one, our bodies change consistently. Sometimes you don't even, when you get to a certain age, you don't even have to, excuse me to say, childbirth doesn't even have to come in the equation for you to start giving birth. I'm sure when we were like, let's say 18 or even 15 or 14, we would eat any food we want to eat
and get away with it.
But right now, our bodies are changing. After standing for 2
unique journey of women in business, from juggling multiple responsibilities to navigating financial complexity and societal expectations. Your resilience and vision inspires us. That is why they have created the She Business Account, tailored to empower visionary women leaders like yourself, with collateral, free loans up to 2 million, insurance coverage, discounted loans, interest rates, and capacity building programs. The She Business Account is the banking solution for you, and you can simply visit the nearest ABSA branch or call 030242 9150 for more information. ABSA wants you to know that your story absolutely matters. So much honeypot. It's been an amazing and interesting show. I know, but see the sweat on your face. But I'm sure we've all learned a thing or two from the show tonight. If not for anything, at least I'm sure Abna has a change of mind and heart.
I think she should join the session once so that you experience the whole session.
Mm-hmm. Well, from love for myself, the whole Toast crew, and of course the honeypot, and to you at home, thank you so much for making this show possible. Until next time, do enjoy your evening.